Well, that about sums up my feelings to this. Cheers for watching, and once again, don't know what the hell happened just then. Technical difficulties, I suppose. Chaps, if you're new to this channel, greetings and all of that. Now, one of our favorite phrases around here is, of course, pattern recognition. And if we couple that with good old-fashioned wang wisdom, I should freaking trademark that phrase at this point, we get some, very politically incorrect opinions. And I've spoken about this before. Anything that gets touted as inclusive and diverse has become synonymous with this is going to be bullshit propaganda, isn't it? Which is very useful to distinguish it from a project that happens to have a multi-ethnic cast, and it won't be filled with enough cringe to make you wish you'd meet the Grim Reaper, or perhaps the producer should. Lest you become like me, where you think anything that isn't exclusively homogenous is instantly going to be a pile of wank. Pay attention to the marketing. You know, you would think you'd be more subtle with your crappy propaganda at this point, but at this point, I'm close to concluding it's more about looking like you're shit-faced rather than being effective at pushing the message. And by shit-faced, I mean their heads are up their asses, not that they're drunk. Although, considering the disconnection with how they interact with the world around them, you'd be forgiven for thinking they're intoxicated, just happens to be fermented farts in a jar. You know, that might explain why some of those Twitch girls get stupid amounts of money. I think I just figured out who's potentially buying all of that stuff. And by the way, the other objective about pushing diversity, especially behind the scenes, is to silence someone from speaking out against the regime lest they lose their jobs. It's a process of, normalizing the foreign, if you catch my drift. This is essentially modern entertainment in a nutshell, the mission and the message, or as I like to call it, M&M. Which brings us to the new series being made about Fallout, to be brought to life by the creators of Westworld, Jonathan Nolan and Lisa Joy. It could be because I'm dreadfully cynical at this point and I have no reason to be optimistic about anything whatsoever when everything these days is tainted by digital FEV. And if you're a Fallout fan, you will know that reference. So let me just say I am seeing blaring warning signs all over the shop already. For one thing, it's on Amazon Prime, who've not exactly sold us on stellar performances in the past, and from the get-go, this picture alone, due to, again, previous pattern recognition and the fact that this character is called Maximus, a Roman name, is already decorating my visions with red flags. The main vault-dwelling lead is, of course, a girl named Lucy, played by Ella Purnell, described as charming and plucky and strong. And then you see she's confronted with the reality of, hey, maybe the supposedly virtuous things you grew up with are not necessarily that virtuous. If they are virtuous, they're couched in a circumstantial virtuousness. It's a luxury virtue. You have your point of view because you never ran out of food, right? You guys were able to share everything because you had enough to share. Man, that does describe a Western activist to a freaking T though, doesn't it? Although I can't help but feel that if one of your females is already described from the get-go as strong, I'm already with one leg out the damn door over here, and describing the Brotherhood of Steel as a mutated version of patriotism, religion, loyalty, and fraternity. Saying that Max serves the giant, seemingly robotic figure of his master with the same naive faith that Lucy has in her Vault Dwellers. Yeah, I already don't like where this is going, but what really sets off the alarms for me is this bit right here. Fans of the game should know that everything in the series is officially part of Fallout lore, and Bethesda was careful to make sure the script could coexist with previous storylines from the gaming titles. You don't even need to say anything. The exact same phrase that came to my mind when I read that was, is it fuck? No, it won't be. And from this bloody article alone, I can tell you with damn near 100% certainty, no, it won't be. And here being two examples as to why. The games are about the culture of division and haves and have-nots that, unfortunately, have only gotten more and more acute in this country and around the world over the last decades, Nolan tells Vanity Fair for this exclusive first look. Yeah, because that's something a Fallout player is really concerned about when we explore the capital wasteland set in a blasted-out future. There is no official governing apparatus, and it's an anarchic free-for-all, but sure, inequality is really what's tickling our brains over here. We're in a post-apocalyptic hellscape and everything around you can potentially kill you. Survival is damn near your only concern. In the Fallout universe, the human beings fortunate enough to ride out the apocalypse in underground communities only had that option available to them because they had money. So much for that whole could coexist with previous storylines from the gaming titles. Anyone who's ever played a Fallout title knows that is a crock of shit. Vault-Tec was not only for people who had money. Hell, in Fallout 4, your family's granted access to a vault because you served in the damn military. And if you've ever explored a Vault-Tec terminal and you've read the lore, you would know the Vault-Tec Corporation is evil as sin and was basically conducting experiments on its occupants by putting them in all sorts of weird and wacky scenarios to see how they would react and behave. Hell, in Fallout 4 at the start, you're placed in cryo. Go on YouTube right now and type in something like worst Fallout vaults or creepiest vaults in Fallout. There are tons of videos that goes through the most sinister and disturbing Vault-Tec experiments. So if you're going to tell me it's officially in keeping with the Fallout story and you're already bullshitting us about a cornerstone part of the lore that is the vault as some safe haven playground for the wealthy, yeah, the chance of me giving this a high pass is pretty damn high. Cheers for watching, and once again, I apologize for nothing.